Chief Blair has a tremendous personal connection with Torontonians. I think people feel they know and like him and can trust him, and I think that changed things all for the better in the city. I think diversity is better. I think people have a just much better feeling. I think he's done a wonderful job.
One obvious change has been every year since Bill Blair has been chief, the crime rates have continuously gone down. That's through different style of policing that we've had over those years, TAVIS, gun and gang efforts. So it's made a huge impact on the safety of the city.
Well, I think he's just been outstanding. He's kept the city safe as it's grown. He's helped to bring the city together way beyond law enforcement. He's been a force trying to advance diversity in the city. He's just been an outstanding police chief, a great leader for the city, well beyond police work, but also when it comes to police work as well. I think the vibe here is very warm, as it should be, because this is a man who didn't just serve in a post. He loved the city loved him. And he had good days and some days that weren't so good. In every job you have that, but people respected him, they liked him, and he helped to be a force to pull the community together and make sure we live together the way we'd be proud of, and I think that's a huge contribution.
I know the ethos that has been in place since he has been the chief, and it is one of commitment to community. It's one of building relationships and by building those relationships, making communities safer.
My dad always I think he can strike a very stern and serious image to people and to the public at large when the situation calls for it. Certainly when growing up, our father had this kind of legendary, mythic, imposing reputation among all of our friends, and it wasn't because he was a cop. It was because he was a gigantic cop. And our friends would come over and we'd have the most law-abiding house parties of all time.
But I think in this case, it's a chance for everyone in this room to know how much my father appreciated you and this city. That despite the rhetoric of newspaper stories and the intricacies of politics, at the heart of it is a person who simply walked the streets and asked people for their stories. A person who took on the monumental and unheard of task of listening, not with agenda, but with heart. And he did it because that's what a decent person does. And I don't think anyone in this room can argue that my father isn't one of the most decent people to ever grace the streets of the city. So, thank you.
I know the measure of this man. I know his integrity. And that's all that matters. Chief, you've done well. Billy, I will protect you. You are my heart.
We all sat down together and we set out to do something extraordinary. We set out to transform the Toronto Police Service, to change the service, to make it the most diverse police service anywhere in the world, to change our relationship with the people of our diverse city. Not just to look like every other diverse community in the city, but to understand their perspective, their lived experience, to reach out and to bring people into policing that knew what it was like to live in disparity, in poverty, to be excluded, to have lack of opportunity, to suffer unemployment and social exclusion, who understood the challenges that so many of our families face in this city. So I was lucky enough to surround myself with an extraordinary team of leaders to begin to make that happen. And we had another incredibly bright group of young individuals in our senior management team and among the senior officers organization. All of our senior officers and managers, both sworn and civilian in our organization. And I very quickly discovered that there was an incredible leadership throughout our organization, in every rank, in every position, in every unit, in every place. People who were leaders, people who wanted to make a difference. I learned the importance, as I heard earlier tonight, of leading from the middle. Because if you reach into your organization, that's where you begin to make a difference. And I have to tell you, this is a great send-off. And I am incredibly grateful for that. I am honored, I'm humbled, and I thank you all. And now let me just bid you all adieu from this position and this privilege that I have been given. It has been the honor of a lifetime to have the opportunity to be the Chief of the Toronto Police Service, to know all of you, to serve with all of you. I believe we've made a difference. I'm grateful for the opportunity that I was given to contribute to that. I wish you all Godspeed. I commend you to the future. I, in particular, want to wish the very best to my successor, an extraordinary man, Mark Saunders. And I hope that he knows that he will always have my support. Mark, God bless you. God bless you all. Godspeed, and please be safe.
I've been fortunate enough over the last year or so to actually directly report to Chief Blair, and he has been an incredible person in this community, and I have learned a ton from this gentleman. The work that he's done in the community, the work that he's done with bridging gaps with all areas of the City of Toronto has been amazing. I've learned a lot from him, and I know that I'm going to miss him a lot, and I know our whole organization is going to miss him a lot too.
He's not only stepped up to the plate so many times for us and advocated for us so many times, he's put his money where his mouth was, and he stood behind every word and supported us to the bitter end, and we are really going to miss him. He's been outstanding in every respect, and anyone who knows him knows he's been outstanding.
When Bill came in and really grasped the concept of community policing and brought that right down to the street level, so that every cop knew what the goal was and what the idea was with building partnerships in communities. And it didn't always work perfectly, but Bill stood by it, and he taught all of us that, and I think we all did our very best to build those relationships. You know, I'm a chief of police now because of Bill Blair. Not only is he a mentor and such an asset to the City of Toronto, the contribution that he's made to policing across the country is just incredible.